Have you noticed the board in school or college where they write do's and don'ts? Well, मैं तो वो स्टूडेंट थी जिसका ध्यान ही सबसे पहले डोंट्स पर जाता था, क्योंकि हर कोई ये तो सिखाई देता है कि क्या क्या करना है, पर क्या नहीं करना वो पता होना चाहिए ना, ताकि सबसे पहले हम वही करें. Okay, maybe not, but hey, for IELTS जो नहीं करना मतलब नहीं करना बॉस. बट क्या नहीं करना? Let me tell you. Hi everyone, this is Manisha Narang, your very own IELTS expert. Welcome back to Leverage IELTS, brought to you by Leverage Edu, your trusted study abroad expert. Shall we get started then? Speaking part 1 lasts roughly 4 to 5 minutes and includes questions regarding familiar topics such as your job or studies, your family, your home, birthplace, your interests. Notice that these are all about you. It is viewed as easier than the other two parts, since talking about self is much easier than talking about more advanced topics. So, don't number 1 would be providing answers in yes or no. This may seem basic, but you'd be shocked how many people just respond with yes or no. This is most likely because many of the questions would naturally lead to a yes or no answer. But keep in mind that you are taking a test and must demonstrate to the examiner how strong your English is. Giving yes or no responses prevents the examiner from judging your skills, and mind you, you will receive a poor grade regardless of how strong your English is. Keeping a moderate rate of speech and answer all questions in an adequate manner. Don't be brief. Extend your answers by talking about the reason, giving examples, frequency, or comparison to your past or future. Number 2 is don't speak softly. This is one of the most annoying things for the examiner because no matter how good your English is, they can't give you a high band if they can't hear you. This is related to both confidence and shyness. Make sure you're not talking to the floor and speak a little louder than usual. See, the examiner will be recording the test, so the volume must be loud enough for the microphones to pick up your voice, right? And anyway, even if it wasn't, you would want the listener to hear you right. If you whisper or murmur, then the whole purpose is lost. To ensure that you know how the other people perceive you, try recording yourself. If you can't hear yourself well, increase the volume of your voice a little higher. Here we come to our next one. Yeah, don't, let me think. Kya hua? Seems familiar. This happens, right? There are no right or wrong answers here. So even if you don't know the answer, just say the first thing that comes to your mind. It need not be true. I know. It's great. You can make up stories as you go along. They don't care about whether what you say is factually true or not. Borrow from what you see around you, or probably in movies or TV series, and just say that as your experience. Next, don't is not to go quiet if you don't understand a question. If you don't understand any word in a question, you can ask the examiner to explain it to you. It is also okay to request that the examiner repeat the question. However, do not abuse this power by asking every question. Instead, use it only when absolutely required. Another goof up to not do is to fake an accent. I mean, seriously? It is so unnecessary to fake an accent. I know you'd agree with me that it sounds ridiculous. The IELTS examiners are not there to test your ability to speak in an international accent. So hey, please don't. The only aspect to be careful of is to ensure that whatever you say is clear and intelligible to the examiner. Coming to our next don't, and that is to memorize answers. Don't mug up sample answers you find randomly on the internet. That will not serve the purpose. You can surely pick up phrases or vocabulary around common topics, but rote learning answers won't work in your favor. You see, you never really know what the examiner will ask you. Plus, adding irrelevant points just for the sake of speaking is another big no-no. I know I have mentioned that you have to elaborate and develop your answer, but you cannot digress from the topic. The idea is not to just simply hear you speak in English. It is to establish if you can put forth your opinions and explain ideas. Don't prioritize grammar over fluency. Giving a simple yet fluent answer would work in your favor. But if you pause to think about grammatical structures, that would cost you. While practicing, use different sentence structures. But in the test, just go naturally without taking much pressure about grammar. My last point is thinking that you have done something wrong based on the examiner's blank expressions. I mean, I know it can be daunting if you are sitting in the exam and the interviewer doesn't seem amused by your responses. But hey, they don't have to actually. The IELTS examiners are trained to keep a poker face during the test. So just focus on expressing yourself in the best way possible and forget the rest. So by and large, I would say that all the above mentioned points are common mistakes, but they can be avoided. Enjoy this process of learning, practice as much as you can, and you will realize कि थोड़े मज़े और थोड़ी मेहनत करके सब हो जाता है यार. IELTS इतना भी tough नहीं है. Keep learning and trust me, you will get there. I'll now see you in the next video. Till then, stay tuned for more content. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to make sure you are notified of all the upcoming videos.